Here's some tip for people who are not used to traveling by air. If you're going to a different country, but say for instance here in Ottawa in Canada, most flights for me are not direct. I would have to fly to Toronto, or I would have to fly to Montreal and then fly on an international flight leaving town. There are flights sometimes that'll fly me to, say, Washington, and then I fly out of there. So the customs when you're leaving your original airport is different. So if I'm flying to Toronto or Montreal here in Canada, I don't have to be there 3 hours early. I just have to be there in time to catch my plane, because I don't have as big a customs to go through and I don't have as much paperwork to go through. I don't need to show my passport because it's a local flight. That being said, if I'm flying into Washington, I have to go through the customs to go international here, which can take 2 to 3 hours sometimes. Not only that, you want to look at the layover time when you're arriving. So, for instance, when I was flying from here to Vegas, I had to go to Montreal. Or I could have flown to Washington and then from Washington flown to Vegas. The difference was my flight from here to Montreal had a 3-hour layover in Montreal because the customs would be done in Montreal as opposed to here in Ottawa. When I was flying to Washington, there was only a 40-minute layover, and because the customs was done here in Canada in Ottawa. The trick on that is it's only 40 minutes. So if your flight is delayed for any reason whatsoever, it's very easy to miss that connection plane. It's much better to take the flight to Montreal for myself with the 3-hour wait, because if my flight's an hour leaving late, I still have 2 hours to catch my next flight. I know so many people that choose that first option because it seems like it's a much faster flight, and it would be if there's no issues. So keep that in mind when you're booking international flights where you have to go from one airport to another before arriving at your destination. If you got to go through customs, it's not always the best to take the fastest flight or the shortest layover, because things happen, as we all know.